So the protest called Euromaidan started on the 21st of November, when Ukrainian government suddenly decided to stop the process of the signing of association agreement with the EU, and didn't explain properly to Ukrainian society why such a decision was done. And lots of people who were confused and were frustrated with such decision decided to come to the square, and then actually they stayed for almost 3 months. And the first demand was to continue this European integration process, but then after the violent crackdown which took place on the 30th of December, they were also protesting against police impunity, and finally they just wanted president to step down, to resign. Amnesty International have been documenting human rights violations since the beginning of the protest, since 21st of November. And we were really impressed and shocked by the scope of human rights violations. We documented numerous cases of human rights violations, including right to the peaceful assembly, torture and ill treatment, abductions, harassment of those who complained against authorities, and finally shootings at unarmed protesters. Right now, when Euromaidan protest almost is over and Ukraine has a new government, unfortunately, the situation is still far away from being stable, because we have a really tense situation in Crimea. It's a southern Ukraine. And our biggest concern so far is a restriction of the freedom of expression and abduction of activists and journalists, which are happening. Last week we have a case when 5 people were kidnapped, and last Friday another 3 people were kidnapped by unknown people. So Amnesty International is calling on authorities of Crimea to ensure respect human rights and to ensure that human rights of everybody are guaranteed, and especially we are talking about freedom of expression, we are talking about freedom of mass media, and of course human rights defenders should act there and should not be under threats. So we are calling actually to authorities immediately to find those who were kidnapped and to release them immediately. Amnesty International in Ukraine is still quite small section. We have just 5 people in our office, and at that moment we have up to 1,000 supporters. But we are growing, and actually we managed to engage a lot of new supporters during the last 3 months, because Amnesty have been monitoring situation, and Amnesty reacted to human rights violations which took place during Euromaidan protest. And we came up not only with statements, but also we suggested some really concrete actions. Our nearest plans is to continue our campaign against torture and police impunity in Ukraine. We started this campaign in 2011, and our main call was that Ukrainian authorities should establish a completely independent police complaints mechanism, and in our opinion that's the only one long-term solution to the problem of torture and police brutality and police impunity. And actually now we are still insisting on this, and actually Euromaidan protest and last shocking events and footages from Kiev of protesters being stripped, humiliated, beaten up by law enforcement just put a little even more attention to the problem of torture. So that's why we will still continue to campaign against torture and police impunity, and will insist on this independent police complaints mechanism, because we believe that's actually this is a solution for the problem. And of course, we will demand investigation of all human rights violations which took place during the last 3 months at Euromaidan protest. In our opinion, it's very important to conduct such investigation, to do it in a partial and independent way, and everybody, like all police officers who found to be responsible in human rights violations, or those high-level officials, or again police officers who gave an order or allowed human rights violations, they also should be taken into account. And this is actually will be the very good signal for all law enforcement that human rights violations are not tolerated. Also, we are campaigning and doing some work in the field of discrimination. Particularly, we are campaigning and supporting a local LGBT organization. Last year we supported the first Kiev Pride, and we will support this event in this year. Of course, if it's going to happen, because now situation is so unstable. And of course, Amnesty Ukraine is involved in actions of international solidarity. In the past we used to work a lot on Belarus, and we will continue this work, but additionally we will also work on Russia. We know how important this solidarity and this support from Ukraine is for Russian human rights defenders.